being in the SEAL teams, working in that environment is incredible. Whenever a mission comes down, we all kind of look at each other and we all kind of know, like, no, if we go there, someone's probably going to get hit. Or if it's like, no, and then we just go out together and it's the funnest thing on the planet. The strongest driver I think that all of us have is not wanting to let the guy next to you down. I'd rather die than like let them down in some operational way. And so you're motivated by wanting to carry your portion of responsibility. I couldn't ever bite the bullet and leave the team and go do a shore duty. For me personally, I felt like I would have missed the entire thing. So I didn't want to miss a deployment, and a lot of guys are like that. Looking back on it, I could have made less selfish choices for sure, but I wanted to keep going overseas. It's kind of in your blood, like it becomes sort of an addiction for you a little bit. So I smashed my brain in Afghanistan. I fell off a roof. Had like 4 fractures in here, collapsed my orbital, had surgery in a tent in Kandahar, broke my neck, C6, C5, built a gym in my garage, rehabbed, went back to the team, completely lied and be like, nope, I'm good to go. Doc said everything's solid. And they're like, really? I'm like, yep, dialed. And then went to tandem school Friday morning, 5 a.m. I'm with the student. He'd been doing great all week, me and him working together all day, and he pounds me to the ground and breaks my 3 vertebrae in my lower back. 6 months after I broke my neck, and I'm like, boom, I didn't even get up. Went into a clamshell for another 3 months, got that off, told everyone I'm totally dialed again, everything's solid. Can you see how it's sort of an addictive thing? Like, you'll say anything to stay on the assault. Like, you don't want to miss out on anything. You don't want to let guys down, you don't want to like be like, no, I can't deploy because my back's hurt. You just get strong, build a squat rack, start lifting weights and get over it. I think you used to see some guys like, they're like, like I hit 20 with my brain injury. I'm like, I can't keep faking this. It's time for me to leave and let the young whippersnappers, come up and take over. It's just, sometimes it's time to step off, and it's hard to admit that to yourself, but I think it's the right thing to do. Eventually you figure out that you're going to get to the point where you're maybe not necessarily 100% of an asset. Maybe you start to become a little bit of a liability, and you never want to do that. So at the end of 2011, they put me into a medical board status, and I got this email, here's what your pay is going to be from now on until you're out of the military. And I was like, whoa, like it was a $2,000 something pay cut every single month. And I was like, well, I guess that's just the way it is. And then the Navy SEAL Foundation, they contacted our Care Coalition representative, and it contacted me and said, hey, we're gonna help bridge that gap of that pay cut. If you're on a med board, you probably have some brain injury problems, PTSD, you probably have some anger issues, maybe some drinking issues. Family's already dealing with that. And then on top of that, throwing in a couple $1,000 a month pay cut, that's just the recipe for the disintegration of a family that's stuck together through, 10 years of combat. And so the Navy SEAL Foundation, they help bridge that gap while you're in that med board, and that was huge for us. And I was like super thankful. I had no idea that even existed. The best thing I like about the Navy SEAL Foundation is that it's a private thing. It's not a government program. So the success of this program is basically a reflection of the support from the people of the United States. It just means there's people out there that care. Team guys are, just soldiers in general, like the guys that make careers out of it, and generally, like, their hearts are in a good place. They want to do well for a country that they love, because in their head, their country is where their family lives, where their cousins are at. They can, whether you're from Arkansas, New York City, or whatever, if doing this is like, hey, I can help to protect these people, then that's what they're doing, and they don't have a giant macro view that a politician has of all world events and all the goings on and what's happening. They're just doing their part. And someone that's intelligent enough to recognize that's what that person, that's where they're coming from, that's huge. That's a very big thing. And so let's keep doing that.